somewhere in a basement. 15 minutes in the basement. I'm Nick.
And Merrill. Nick wanted me to be close to the mic this evening. I will project my voice. So this evening we're talking about music. And as always, we're a bit nostalgic, so we'll begin with kind of the music that our father brought into our lives when we were young kids, and then how we developed our own musical tastes throughout our lives. So our father was a gentleman who enjoyed the music of his era, the 60s, and anything beyond the 70s, you know, when they really got into kind of the drug culture, he didn't really listen to. So we didn't get the Doors or some of these edgy bands and the hard rock. We didn't get that either. It was straight up twangy guitar, oldies, Monkees,
Eagles,
Jay and the Americans, which I don't think many people know.
Jay and the Americans,
yeah,
Carpenters.
Carpenters, oh man.
He was in love with that sultry voice. I still like that voice.
She's got it going on.
She's got it going on.
And her brother has like this so-so voice, but he's attached to her, so he's a mega star. So yeah, she really hit home runs with her music career. But yeah, we started out with the oldies, and there was a station where we were that played the oldies. That's what we listened to. We had cassette tapes that we could make music with, but we were really influenced by our father mainly. That's kind of the go-to. So I would listen to a lot of the older music and make mixtapes off the station. So you'd have your radio.
Off the oldies.
Yeah, so we'd be on the oldie station. You'd have your tape in, and you'd be waiting. And you would start the tape when the song was coming on, no matter what it might be. And if it was one you wanted to keep, the tape kept rolling. If you didn't want it, you'd have to rewind a bit and try again at the next song until you made your mixtape. It's a lot of effort put into making the mixes there.
So now we've been dated.
Cassette tape era. Oh yeah.
So one of the things that my dad, he was in control of the radio while he was driving, right? So on the oldies channel, the songs that I really enjoyed were the Monkees. You know, hey, we're the Monkees. You know, all that good stuff.
Beach Boys was big
on
that station.
But here's the thing. I noticed that every single song I really loved was kind of tongue-in-cheek. Tie Me Kangaroo Down, They're Coming to Take Me Away, Love Potion Number 9. Like, these are songs that are just, they're funny.
They're not very serious.
They're not serious at all. If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, make an ugly woman your wife. You know?
Who is that? I can't remember. If you want to be happy for the rest of your life. It's really raunchy stuff.
But no, it was good. So it kind of set me up for my favorite artist as the day that you actually got your own clock radio in your room and had control over the dial and could change the channel. Whoa. We found radio that was, I guess the closest thing that you could say nowadays is like a Radio Disney channel, but it wasn't Radio Disney.
And Disney owned it, though.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I really don't think they did.
I'll have to look it up. That'll be my homework. I'll find out if Radio Oz, I think it was nationally syndicated.
They were. And they were all over the country.
Yeah, so I think they were owned by Disney.
They could be. I could be wrong. But the music that they played on that was Weird Al Yankovic. Now, Weird Al, obviously, if you know anything about his history and everything like that, you should, because he's a megastar. But this is during the time when he just released Yoda. And I just loved it. I went out.
I remember Like a Surgeon being one of the first.
Like a Surgeon?
Yeah. I don't know if those were the same era or as far as albums for him. But yeah, Like a Virgin.
Smells Like Nirvana is the one that came out when I really got into Weird Al big time. And
Eat It was big on that radio station.
Yeah, he's been around since the late 70s, so he had stuff out that was on the radio that was old. But when my first CD that I remember getting in my hands, that was like CDs, not a cassette, CD, was Smells Like Nirvana.
Oh, with the naked baby on the cover, right? Trying to go after the dollar. Or is that the real?
That's the
Nirvana?
real Nirvana cover.
But he did a play on it where he was naked.
He was in the pool.
That's so gross.
Yeah.
And doesn't he have like a hairy chest?
Yeah, he does.
He's disgusting, man. Probably curly hair on his chest too.
Yeah,
everything on the guy's curly.
Dude, he's the man. So, but anyway, I got really into Weird Al. I bought a bunch of his albums. My whole family really liked Weird Al. My mom's playing Amy Grant. We come home, switch it out immediately. So, yeah. But anyway, from there, where did you go next in your musical loves?
Yeah, so I think Weird Al was kind of a shared passion for all of us, and that was about the same time. We did stay on kind of a goofy slant. I would say They Might Be Giants was big for us.
Boom.
I knew you were probably going to head there.
Yep.
But yeah, their albums were lighthearted. Birdhouse in My Soul.
I wrote that entire song in the bottom of my bed.
Right, we had bunk beds, and you wrote out every word in the song
so I could
with
memorize.
permanent marker.
Yeah.
So it was there years later, as you were on the bottom bunk. As you slept, you could sing along with They Might Be Giants, and they had very good tunes, very upbeat. So I think that was kind of our style as tune.
Yeah. Then next, we got a little bit even deeper into the punk rock scene in my transition, and I got Green Day Dookie.
Yeah,
and
I remember Dookie.
Still lighthearted, kind of stupid stuff, but it was a lot more hard hitting than obviously the other bands that we'd been listening to previously. But loved that record.
I remember Presidents of the United States of America, Peaches. That was a big one.
Millions of Peaches.
Millions of Peaches. Peaches from Me.
Smashing Pumpkins came.
Smashing Pumpkins. I think you're heading more into what wants to be a serious music scene, right?
Yeah.
And that was influenced.
Well, Weezer. Weezer was before that.
The Blue Album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weezer's kind of on the silly side too, though. Especially, I think Weezer got sillier the
longer they've been around.
The longer they've been around. After he graduated, you'd think he'd be a little smarter, a little more. But no, he's just...
Well, maybe he is smarter.
Oh,
and he knows that that's what the world needs.
2 simple beats.
Yeah.
Sitting about in my underwear.
Yeah. I still enjoy their stuff.
Yeah. It's good for a mindless... It's like a mindless read. The Reader Digest of music.
Yeah. For me, one of the big things that happened in high school was I'd gotten into the Cranberries and all these different
Moody. That was the Moody.
Yeah, the Moody
grunge.
stuff. Like
it was grunge.
Eve 6 was a big one. Jumper. Third Eye Blind. Three Doors Down. Like that kind of stuff. But the first time that I ever pulled out my wallet and paid for a ticket to a concert. Now, granted, the brother of a friend played in a band that opened for the concert that I bought the ticket for. But it changed my life. I went up and drove up to a skating joint. They had a stage set up.
We're talking roller skates. Right?
Roller skates.
Be clear here, it was really, really lame.
Yeah, roller skating joint. Anyway, drove up there, got the $5 ticket, and went in there, listened to the 3 bands. Now, the headliner band was the Aquabats. That's right. If you haven't heard of the Aquabats, they are crime-fighting, superhero, kind of lame superheroes, not very good at it, rock band.
Are you serious? They're amazing. Have they ever lost?
Have they ever really won?
Well, it's an epic eternal battle between good and evil, if that's what you're saying. But
yeah, I guess. Okay.
If they were gone, you'd know how much you missed them.
Well, here's the thing. They did leave, for me, at least.
Well,
so
at those earlier concerts, I know they were flipping out pancakes into the crowd. And
yeah, so I I just showed my brother my Aqua Cadets fan club card that was printed in 1999. So
You look like you're 10, dude. You're like a chubby little 10-year-old.
But here's the thing. I literally went
name.
to this concert and
Your name is misspelled.
love. I fell in love. I fell in love. Their music, and they were dressed up as superheroes. They actually had a floating eye of death float from the ceiling, and they fought it and destroyed it. And it was epic. It was an epic concert. Like, I thought, wow, concerts are the best. So I proceeded to buy tickets to all my other bands that I enjoyed, and was thoroughly disappointed that they just stood up there and played their instruments and sang, and it didn't sound even decent sometimes compared to their record.
Some people are not good live.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Aquabats were showmen, right? It was like a circus act. The whole circus combined into their set. And I've seen the Aquabats live. It's very high energy. When I saw them, you were there with me, there was sweat or precipitate. There was condensation on the pillars, on the ceiling. It was raining.
It was raining other people's sweat juice.
All over.
All over it.
You set your hand on the pillar and it would just slide
right off.
And it was a lot of people, high energy. It was a great concert, really good concert. Except for you entrusted me to get signatures on your Aquabats jacket.
Yeah, I had spent hundreds of dollars that we didn't ever have money. But I'd saved up hundreds of dollars to buy merch. And I gave my track jacket to my brother and entrusted him to find the Aquabats and get signatures.
And why did you not do that yourself? I don't remember.
Because I wanted their signatures on multiple items and one person at a time.
Oh, right. So I was entrusted with the track jacket to get the signatures. And my downfall was I didn't know who the Aquabats were. Anyone who was wearing a stupid hat and some goggles that were made out of styrofoam or foam, I thought was an Aquabat. So I was going to the people who were dressed up. I got Crash's signature. I remember that. And then I had this one guy, I always asked, I didn't just say, please sign this. Are you an Aquabat? He said, yes, I am. And he was their merch guy. He was just selling CDs for him, some hose head.
His name was Kwong.
Kwong, I do not like you if you're out there.
Thanks for nothing, Kwong.
But what he did was he didn't just sign his name on this, which is bad enough. We don't care about you, Kwong.
Well, we care about you until you ruin my track jacket.
Go hawk your merch and leave me alone. But he signed it with a Aquabat cadet number, and he put 000000000.
All the way down the sleeve.
He covered from the back of this jacket all the way down the sleeve in zeros, and then put 1 or 2, 21
or something. Dumb.
Yeah, like
just. Oh my god!
Why would you do that to a fan, man? Like, Kwon, you're a bad person. But that was the only bad part about the show. The showmanship, the energy, it was so great. I loved the Aquabats. You kind of introduced me to their shows.
So I left, grew up, went out, and moved on, and stopped going to the Aquabat shows, and got married, had kids. This is decades later, and I was in an extreme depression at this point in my life. Like, I had the guy that sat next to me at work actually committed suicide, and I don't want to really get a damper on this, but I was in a bad spot. And I heard that the Aquabats were going to be playing a free show near where I was. And I was like, are you kidding me? They're still around?
Yeah.
They still exist? I'm going to this show. This is like a reunion show or something, probably. So I brought my 2-month-old baby and my 6-year-old daughter. And I bought the full Aqua Cadet outfit because, I was like, I'm going to live this one up. So I jumped in there, went in there. My daughter fell in love. Completely fell in love with this show. They threw floaties. They blew it out of the water. Anyway, needless to say, they had put another hook in me. And the rest of this will be continued on the next episode of 15 Minutes in the Basement. There's actually a cool thing going on right now, this September, if you listen to this in September 2018. So go ahead and listen to this next episode, and I'll spell it all out for you.